away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and he missed the complete that. He's crazy stuff.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield before. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
As we count down to the 100th Bootleg Racing League broadcast on the Global Sim Racing channel, we also count down to the crowning of a champion for the second straight season. J.R. Shepard is in position to win what would be his fourth Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series championship. However, this season hasn't been a walk in the park. Tonight, it's round 9 of the Bootleg Racing League at South Boston Speedway. And as always, you will see it on the Global Sim Racing channel and iRacing Live. Welcome to the Outlaw 100 at South Boston Speedway. I'm Chris Scala. Alongside me is Sean Ambrose. Joe Peak is the mastermind behind the scenes. Mothra's working the sounds. And Dougie Beard working the cameras. Now, Sean, we took last week off because of Memorial Day. And these drivers of the BRL, well, they're a lot like a dog after not seeing its owner for a week. And then he returns. You know, they kind of get all excited, start running around in circles and jumping up on top of you and things like that. They're basically where I'm going is they're excited and ready to go. Now, 2 weeks ago, J.R. Shepard had a huge week as he swept the races at Southern National Motorsports Park. He won the street stock race. He won the truck race. And then you'll see in the picture here, he won the Outlaw race, leading 92 laps out of the 100, scoring the victory. And Sean, tonight we attack the legendary short track in Southern Virginia, known as South Boston.
Known as Sobo, baby, South Boston Speedway. 0.4 mile track, we'll say about 4/10 of a mile. The 12 degrees of banking in the corners, 10 degrees on the straightaway. So you do have a little bit of work to work with here. Grip will certainly come with these modifieds. It's a wicked fast track. They already ran the trucks and the super late models here this evening, and Mike Holloway and J.R. Shepard already have victories this evening. So looking to get a little more, why don't we hop on board the GSRC SK Modified and take a round Old Sobo.
Hey guys, this is Bryce Whitson coming to you from inside the Global Sim Racing channel SK Modified here at South Boston Speedway. We're going to go out here on the track and take a qualifying lap and talk about this short little track. So we're going to come around here through 3 and 4 and get us a nice good run coming to the green. Right after the start finish line, we're just going to tap the brake a hair to get the car down into the corner, and then we're going to drive off a little bit late right here to get a good run down the back stretch. Again, this is a really short track, so a lot's happening real fast. So as we're coming around here after our qual lap, you're pretty much going to be able to run laps like that for around 10 to 15 laps at the beginning of the race with little to no change in lap time for the most part. As the tires start to wear though, it's going to start getting a little tight. And so one trick you can use is to use a little bit of trail braking going into the corner here, and then also get that left front tire right down on that yellow line, and that'll really help loosen the car up in the center of the corner. Now you're not going to have any issues with fuel here because for a full tank you're going to get somewhere around 250 laps with the fixed setup. So you're not going to really run into any issues there, but you are going to want some tires for sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here around turn 3 and 4, and we're just going to take and dive right down here onto this pit road, chalk her down to 35 miles per hour, and make a pit stop. So that's a couple laps around South Boston Speedway in the SK Modified.
And that's a little ride around good old Sobo. Chris is with a driver who wasn't at Southern 2 weeks ago, but is still in contention for a top 5 points finish tonight, and always a contender for the win. Matt LaVenture.
Yes, Matty Ice joining me as Matt. We celebrated Memorial Day. I guess celebrating is not really the best term I can use here, but it's a holiday that we think about those who have we've lost in battle and that kind of thing. And obviously, you being someone who has served in the military, first off, we say thank you. But obviously, this is I know a holiday weekend that came close to you.
Oh yeah, definitely. With social media now, it's a lot better spread out word that this is for the fallen, not for the current guys. But yeah, it's close to all of us. We've all known somebody or been in a situation or been somewhere terrible. So yeah, it was celebration of life and sacrifice.
Absolutely. And tonight we're back on the track. You got that 18 Krankenstein car ready to roll tonight. Your P1 there in practice. So are we going to snap that winless streak and get you back in victory lane?
Oh man, I hope so. What a season it's been, huh? What a bunch of fast guys in here. The field tightened up. The competition's been off the charts. So yeah, I'd love to. I missed a couple weeks, so pulling for a top 5 in points. But either way, what a blast to race with these guys.
How's the I'm trying to remember? I think you said hip replacement. How's the hip treating you with the pedals and stuff?
Good. I think I'm back to 100%. I don't even know
Nice.
that I have them there. So modern medicine, huh?
That sounds about right, but no, that's very cool, Matt. Well, we're looking forward to getting you back on the track here, South Boston and Lanier, and of course we get to this closing point of the season here in the next couple of weeks. We look forward to seeing you back in Victory Lane, and hopefully tonight's that night, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Fingers crossed. Have a good broadcast.
Absolutely, Matt. Appreciate your time. I hate when that happens, but anyways,
Totally
we
my
appreciate
bad.
Matt for
Sorry
his
about
time.
that, Chris.
I've been.
Folks, let's explain real quickly. I disconnected Chris accidentally trying to move Matt out of our channel. So sorry about the technical difficulty there, folks.
It's not the first time I've ever been kicked out live. Anyways, that interview brought to you by the Virtual Grip Network. It's a blog devoted to news from the world of iRacing at virtualgrip.net. You can stay up to date on what's happening in iRacing and keep up with the Top World Championship Series, including the Blancpain GT Series, the NASCAR Pink Antifree Series, and the World Championship Grand Prix Series. So make sure you check it out, virtualgrip.net. Sean, maybe you ought to explain what's going on behind the scenes there in your area that may be causing these issues to be happening.
Chris made reference to Mothra in the opening, and any of those who've ever seen the 1964 film Godzilla vs. Mothra, I have a fly in the studio about the size of Mothra flying around, and I don't think it's going to go away before the end of this broadcast.
So when it's all of which, just know that a bug is bugging Sean this evening.
Yes.
Anyways, so let's take a look at the points as we go on there.
Please.
The points going into tonight's race, we got a pretty tight battle, 2nd through 5th. JR not really pulled away like he did last season, but it's still a one-man show right now, but there's a tight fight for 5th.
Yeah, Chris, there really is. But you know what? JR can't afford to slip up here. Okay,
No.
I mean, you know, it's 15 points that can be made up. I mean, you know, but that battle, 2nd through 5th, it is tight, especially 3rd through 5th. That's going to change because, well, I think Shinosky, what I'm hearing is Shinosky may be done for the season. Both him and his brother Tim and Matt, both may be done for the rest of the season. We may not see them again to the fall because of other commitments involving auto racing. So we'll see. Not seeing Matt Hoos here tonight either. So that you know, that's going to affect the points battle indeed, Chris.
Now, I'm not going to say it too much out loud, Sean, but people in chat are telling you what you probably should do with that bug. Anyways, taking a look at the situation here, what we got tonight here at the South Boston Speedway. If we got new viewers who we haven't scared away already on iRacing Live or on the Global Sim Racing channel, let's explain to them what they have for you tonight in race details.
All right, we are running the iRacing SK Modified. Same one they run up at Stafford Motor Speedway here in Connecticut. And it is a fixed setup. It's the iRacing fix-up. It's really good. It's got a lot of grip here at Sobo. Watch out. Now they'll be inverting the top 10 from the finish 2 weeks ago from Southern Speedway there. And tonight's race is going to be 100 laps, 40 miles. Get one fast repair, but you can't take any tires. Remember that, because if you do take tires, you're going to be penalized and lose your points for the race. Now, 100% fuel in the cars, that'll never be a factor this evening. Incident cap, really, there is none, but there is a review team that looks at all races and all incidents, and if there's a problem, well, then there'll be penalties levied, of which there are none tonight to serve for anybody. And we'll get yellow flags, and we have to get restarted double file lap cars to the back end. The lucky dog is in effect, Chris.
Now, I want to go back to the last couple weeks here. Let's go back to Southern National Motorsports Park, where J.R. Shepard pretty much swept the entire night. He swept the Street Stocks, the Truck Series, and, of course, the Outlaws that Saturday night. Tonight, okay, we've had one guy get in between J.R. Shepard in the Street Stock race. Basically, I believe you mentioned Holloway won that race. And then you had Shepard win the truck race. I'm leading you into something here, Sean. Why don't you make a pick for tonight of who you think is going to win?
Hey. You know what? Actually, I wouldn't be surprised to see Matt LaVenture really pull this one off tonight, and not just because he's fast right now. Listen, Matt's itching to get back in the seat. This could be a special night for him. We might see a really, really good battle between him and JR, but Matt seems to be locked in right now and might be hard to beat tonight.
Matt is a very good pick. Now, you don't say I didn't try to help you with that pick, but anyways, Matt is a good pick this evening for the races. He's actually P1 on the board right now. I got a couple keys I wrote down here. South Boston's one of those tracks, and after a couple weeks, it's like you think of. I sit there in my chair in the living room, and I'm like, what kind of keys can we think of for tonight at South Boston? So here's the ones I came up with. Excitement from the week off. I mean, these drivers got to be ready to get out here on the track and go racing.
Yeah, okay, well, Donnie Moore is definitely ready to spin. That was exciting on screen. No, yeah, listen, everybody that's here tonight, and we're going to have a small field. We're going to be honest with everybody. We've got a few drivers out. Like I said, unfortunately, we've lost the Shinoskis for the rest of the season. Matt, who's not here, another commitment this evening. So, a few people are away. No Phil Temples. He's been away. And so feel a little light this evening. It looks like about 11 SK Modifieds. But the ones that are here are really excited about being here. Like I said, they've had a couple other races under their belt. They've been good races, clean races, but fast. And the SK Modified going to be very, very fast here in the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series tonight.
Hashtag get Soup in the car now.
Yes, definitely. Let's get him in. Let's get that old Hams SK Modified back out here.
Last key that I came up with, the loose race cars. We saw a lot of that on the high bank tracks at Southern, and of course, trying to remember the week before where we were before Southern. It was another high bank track, not New Smyrna, but anyways, Five Flags. That's where we're. High Bank Speedway. Thank you, Joe. Five Flags and of course Southern last week. High bank tracks tonight. Not as much of a high bank track. Do you think we'll still have the loose entering the corner factor?
No, Chris. I think we have a little bit more grip down below. We're already seeing it in practice. I mean, if you hit that entry just right, I think you can make her stick. Maybe not quite as much push here, but I think where you are going to have trouble is if you miss that entry, and it's not going to have to miss it by much. You will find that wall, that concrete, real quick here.
And last but not least, I did come up with one last key. I just came into my head, and I'm going to ask the question. Virginia, Martinsville hot dog or a South Boston bologna burger?
Yeah, Joe Peak makes an excellent point. Why not both? Why not
Touché?
Both? Yes, touche. Why not both? Yes, I think you can have both. They both, let's face it, they're both from the same family of meats. So,
which kind of reminds me of a debate that I heard on a morning show once on radio. And I'll go ahead and throw it out here while we got a minute before we grid. Is it perfectly okay on a barbecue for someone to have both a hot dog and a hamburger at the same time?
yes, absolutely. It's an outdoor backyard barbecue. Sure, why not? Yes, we do live in a modern world. You're right, Joe Peak. We do. I know you can't hear that, folks, but we do. Yes.
As you see, we all have answers for everything. But there you go. Debate over. I just heard that once, and I'm like, I've always eaten a hot dog or a brat or whatever you want to call it, whatever world you're in, and a hamburger, but that's just me. Anyways, we're about 42 seconds away from gridding, Sean, as we get the last three races. Of course, South Boston tonight, Lanier next week, and then the traditional closing at New Smyrna. What are you looking forward to seeing here?
Well, you know what? You know what would be really cool is if we got a green flag, a flag-to-flag race here. Go green to checkers. I think that'd be pretty cool because I think this is a good track to keep the momentum going and some side-by-side racing, some shuffling around. I think get a good one here with a small field tonight.
Yeah, should see some good racing as you mentioned here. We're looking forward to it coming up here as we get ready to grid. But to our viewers at home, if you're watching this, feel free to chat with us as you can, of course, on our Global Sim Racing channel YouTube page, and of course on iRacing Live, as Connor apparently thought we were racing, not the Food Network.
Yeah, we got to be careful, really, because there's people coming in here late, and we don't want to get off track too far.
What's wrong with food, though? Anyways. I digress. So let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Outlaw 100 here at South Boston Speedway. On the pole as they invert the field, as always, David Loomis, the 91 car, will start. On the outside of him, the pole sitter from Southern, Chip Dicker.
Row 2 going to be Brian Barden and the boss, Lowell Jewell in the old number 5.
Donnie Moore, who looking to break that streak. He starts 5th tonight alongside John Holcomb.
Row 4, the champ is here, J.R. Shepard. Right next to him is old buddy Matt LaVenture, the New England driver, back in the saddle tonight.
And the final 3 drivers who will grid: Jeff Sharp in the number 49, Ohio's Jacob Williams, and Mike Holloway, the winner from the street stock race, is going to start tail end Charlie on the field. They'll get their 2 pace laps out of the way. And we will go green for 100 laps and 40 miles again in the Outlaw 100. Now, earlier tonight, if you heard the intro, you heard me mention 100th broadcast on the Global Sim Racing channel. Tonight is actually, believe it or not, race number 98 that has been broadcasted by GSRC for the Bootleg Racing League. And race number 100, ironically, is the last race on the schedule this season at New Smyrna, so we're definitely counting down to that. And from what I looked up and things like that, apparently it's our first series that has reached the 100 race mark, so definitely going to be awesome, and go from there. But we'll get the green flag here next time. Bye, Sean.
Yeah, buddy, we will, and I'm excited to reach that 100 mark. To be honest with you, I've been here for a good portion of those. I've been here since the beginning, and it's always been a blast working with these guys. We're getting ready to fire it up here. Here we go. Time to boogie, baby.
Yes, sir. Loomis on it. We're green. 100 laps. Loomis gets a really good jump out there on that bottom line. Is the 16 of Brian Barden, the New York driver, going to get up to the 2nd position here as they try to get the single file as quick as they can. Chip Dicker. Oh, he makes some contact with Barden. Brian's like, I beg your Barden.
Chip gets just a little bit of them there. Now Brian able to keep it out of the racing line and down below. Does not bring out the yellow flag. Chip getting a piece of the wall himself coming down the backstretch there.
Yeah, not the perfect way to start a race as Barden comes down pit road here. He's going to go a lap down already there. J.R. Shepard already working his way through the field. He's going to take the 3rd position. Donnie Moore up to 2nd.
Yeah, and I'm probably guessing he got maybe a black flag for an unsafe pit entry there. Although maybe the car stopped right before the actual pit entry. Maybe there was no flag for him, but definitely had to go slow through the pit to get back out on the track.
See Jeff Sharp back here battling with Jacob Williams. This is for the 8th position. Sharp started back towards the back there in that number 49, looking inside of that 32 car. Hey, what, that green looks really cool with that white and black. If you ever get a chance to check out that car, which you can see on your screen right now, it's an awesome color.
Hey, who let David Loomis in? He's look at that. Already got a 2nd on the field here, just kind of pulling away from everybody.
Hey, he got that clean air. He said, bye-bye. I'm just going to run away as much as possible. He's like Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Run away! I mean, you got 2 fast hot rods like J.R. Shepard there behind Donnie Moore. That's 2nd and 3rd. Donnie Moore looking to break a winless streak of a couple of seasons here. And, of course, you got J.R. Shepard looking to pull away with this championship, and Chip Dicker hanging on there in that 4th position. I'm sure he feels bad with getting into Brian Barden there, but he's holding on to that 4th position, and he's got a pretty good train behind him. Lowell Jewell, John Holcomb, Matt LaVenture, and more.
Yeah, all cars looking to get busy and make a move. LaVenture trying to step out of line there just behind John Holcomb. But nothing doing here yet. Not enough rubber on the track. LaVenture thought about the inside coming down the backstretch into 3, but he backs out on board. Looking out back, the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified.
I think other racing series, aka NASCAR, should put a clear spoiler on their car. That'd be cool, even though they really don't have one anymore.
Well, yeah, no, it is something that they do on the modifieds, and it's a pretty good look, I got to be honest with you.
I mean, I remember back in the day in the mid-'90s when you were watching a NASCAR race, you'd see guys waving their arms in the middle of the car for people to see them behind them. Now they're, well, sticking a finger or 2 outside the window.
Well, they use a lot more wicker on the SK Modified, and that wicker's got to be clear so the drivers can see out the back of the car. The sight lines in an SK are not really good, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was going to say the, what do they call it, the A-bar or the A-frame, break down that driver's side, it's pretty hard to see when you're looking out that window to the left side. But been watching Jacob Williams here. He has been trying that high line out a little bit on LaVenture, and LaVenture's kind of moving up a little bit here, but not able to really put it to work here. But I see some cars kind of sliding up, trying to diamond it. But we have a battle on our hands for the lead. Donnie Moore has caught David Loomis. You see GR Shepard kind of drifting up to that second groove, almost diamonding the corner, as we're already 14 laps in the books. Hopefully he didn't blink.
Yeah, JR is doing exactly what you said there. He is starting to diamond off those corners. It's brought him a lot of speed, Chris, and he's caught up to Donnie, and now Donnie is right up there to David Loomis. Loomis, just about 6 laps ago, was a second ahead of the field. That's gone away. It's about a tenth of a second now, and Donnie Moore looking to get to the front.
Now, for those wondering, diamonding the corner, what is it? It's simple. It's when you're on a straightaway and you go into the corner and you let the car drift up the track and then bring it back down to the bottom of the corner. Like GR Shepard, Loomis to the bottom here. Donnie Moore's going to go high side around him here. I wonder if Loomis pulled over.
Oof. Both of them. Freight training right there.
But basically, it makes the straightaways longer. Long story short.
Boy,
so first lead change.
David Loomis was literally driving the wheels off of that modified, and now it's slow. He's under attack now from Chip Dickert. Chip Dickert looking to get to the podium spot.
I saw one of our viewers tonight actually picking Chip to be let's pull it, an upset basically. That would be the call here. Would be an upset win if Chip Dickert would win this race tonight. And he is not playing around. He's only about a second off the lead right now.
Yeah, well, Chip had started to diamond the corner off. Now he tried to get position. Oh, John Holcomb loose back there in the back straightaway. Can he hang on to it? He does. Everybody gets by.
Yeah, don't see any damage on that Lawrence towing car other than to track position.
Boy, he lost a bunch of them there, but John did a good job of salvaging his run and keeping the car out of danger.
Oh boy, JR Shepard all over the back of Donnie Moore as you're right on board the 98. You know Donnie's going to keep it right on that yellow line. You're going to pass me, it's going to be high, sir.
Boy, a lot of these drivers learning from our leaders and guys that were up front. I see maybe half this field starting to diamond the corner off here, Chris, and it's bringing them up through the field. Oh, Jacob Williams gets a piece of the back of the wall there. Check that out. He climbs it.
Oh, rail slide. First rail slide of the night, but the one corner I'm seeing it out of JR Shepard the most is turn 3 and 4. When you're talking about these diamonding, I'm watching him really drive it in there up the track, and he's almost bringing 2 wheels down to the apron when he comes off the corner. And that's literally straightening out the corners. LaVenture under Chip Dickert for 5th. You see Lowell Jewell getting a little loose back there. Oh, Chip's on the wall.
Boy, Chip got a good piece of it there. Car does not look to be damaged, though. He seems to be good. Got to get back to work, try and get that position back.
I'm trying to figure out the sponsorship on his car. I don't know if you know anything about it, Sean. It says 343, and in the back of it says keep back something. Very interesting sponsorship on that 04.
Oh, it's a fire department.
Ah.
It's a battalion chief.
That makes sense now.
Yeah.
See what I know about life?
Yes, sir.
Well, right now he's a race car driver, and he's holding off Jacob Williams for the 5th position as JR climbs the wall up there in 2nd. Still trying to work that high side on Donnie Moore. He's doing everything he can. And Sean, I got to ask this. How cool would it be to see Donnie Moore go to victory lane tonight?
I'd be pretty cool indeed. Always love seeing Donnie get back into victory lane, and right now he's got the speed. And we've got a long way to go, Chris. About to get to lap 30 here, and there we are, 70 laps to go. That's a long time to fight off JR Shepard.
Oh, and I think that fight might have just ended. Shepard to the inside. Moore gonna fight him, though. You know he's not giving this one up. Shepard underneath in for the lead, and the crossover by Donnie. The battle on. Ooh, Shepard gonna shut the door. There's room there. Finally clears him. Shepard to the lead. Shepard wants that 4th championship, Sean.
He sure does. And Oh, I guess he's right where he belongs at the end of the day. When you think about it, Chris, that's he spends a lot of time up there, and if anybody can handle the pressure, it's J.R. Shepard.
Yeah, the only person who is...
Sorry, Chip Dicker gets a piece of the wall again. He's having trouble with that John Holcomb fighting now to get that spot from him.
Yeah, that Lawrence Towing Outlaw car there on the inside at 69, looking to take the position away here. Lap number 34 in the books. And Holcomb going to take the inside. And Chip's going to fight him.
Yes, sir, he is. That is the Gant Fire District out of South Carolina. Gant District Fire Department.
Very cool.
Chip Dicker.
Very cool. And now I know. As one PSA once said, knowing is half the battle. Matt LaVenture up to third as Donnie Moore continues trying to chase down J.R. Shepard. What I was going to say a few minutes ago is the only person who has won a championship not named J.R. Shepard since the middle of 2016 is Matt LaVenture, back there in the third position. Other than that, it's been the J.R. Shepard show 3 of the last 4 seasons.
Yeah, and here comes Matt LaVenture. Now he is cranking right now. That Frankenstein modified
is there.
Yeah, you saw what I did there. Well, he's moving. Still about a second and a half, but fastest lap that time around. He keeps clipping off really fast ones. It's not a matter if, but when he catches this battle between Donnie Moore and J.R. Shepard up here.
Well, Sean, I'm going to correct you for a split second. You know who the actual fastest car on the track is? It's Jacob Williams in the 32.
Yes.
The last 3 laps, he has been the fastest car as he comes up on the back of David Loomis here for the 4th position here. So that 32 is going to be one to watch, I think, before the end of this. But Donnie Moore, J.R. Shepard, about a half second separating them. And it's about 1.2 back to Matt LaVenture here in that 18 car. And then you got that battle for 4th right here. David Loomis, Jacob Williams. This is a good 3 seconds or so back as Mike Holloway making an unscheduled pit stop, I believe. No, maybe not. My screen went blank. Never. That's why. He was blinking. So I'm looking at my telemetry and it went dark like somebody's going to pit road.
Yeah.
Darn you, technology.
I believe Mike had some connection issues in the trucks as well. So his connection maybe not at its best this evening, but he's still out on track. He's digging down there in 10th spot, riding right behind Jeff Sharp.
Yeah, I tell you what, one person who's probably not liking this all green flag run right now, Brian Barton, 11th place right now. He got tagged on lap 1 by Chip Dicker, and he has now been a lap down for pretty much his whole entire race. And unless he gets somebody to bring out a yellow, he is in trouble.
Yeah, he's about to go down another lap here, Chris. I'm just being real, just keeping it real, man. He doesn't have the pace to keep up with JR right now, and JR is going to work his way through, and he's going to have to get out of the way. They'll throw the blue flag at him, and I'm sure he will. He's proven that already here in the series. We'll have a bear claw and a fresh cup of coffee waiting for him.
Yeah, I hate when that happens, but yeah, that's the case. It's about a half straightaway right now ahead of J.R. Shepard. I say a half straightaway here at South Boston. A half straightaway is like a second.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember just like maybe 3 minutes ago, I mentioned there was still a lot of racing left of J.R. Shepard or for Donnie Moore to hold off J.R. Shepard. Then J.R. Shepard gets around. Well, Chris, guess where we're at now? We're just about halfway.
And look who's behind Donnie Moore, about to take the 2nd position. Matt LaVenture has caught Donnie Moore. So we got a fight on our hands for 2nd. Easily, you can, I think, safely say the fastest 3 cars most consistently every week here in the series.
Yeah.
Right up at 1, 2, 3.
Now, what LaVenture's got to do, he's got to dispose of Donnie Moore quick here. If he's got any chance to catch J.R. Shepard, he's got to dispose of him quick. He can't get in a fight here with Donnie Moore.
As we cross the halfway line, no matter what, actually as LaVenture battles Donnie Moore, he is still faster. As a matter of fact, Donnie Moore was faster than J.R. Shepard that time by. So not sure if Shepard has worn out his tires as he ride on board with LaVenture in that Frankenstein car. But there's some interesting things going on here. This time by, going to look at times, 1:26. Donnie Moore the fastest, a 14:9. So was Donnie sandbagging a little bit with the tires?
Maybe. Hey, listen, with these 100-lap races every week, every Saturday night here on GSRC, one thing to remember: you've got to take care of those tires to make them last. Yes, they're big, they're wide, great contact patch on them. But listen, the right rears get very, very angry when you've only got 12 degrees of banking in a turn and you're trying to get through that turn at right under 100 miles an hour.
So, Sean, I'm going to ask you, being the short track guy who spent last weekend at Riverhead Raceway up there on Long Island watching some great racing, how do you save tires and try to make a run for the end like Donnie Moore looks like he's maybe trying to do, but at the same time, know there's a guy right on your tail and you got to go?
Boy, that is the age-old question.
Caution.
It's John Holcomb. Holcomb gets loose by himself, spins it in the middle of the turn.
Oh, and clips the barrels. Got pace car, almost got involved. But that's going to bring out the caution, and we will put Brian Barton back on the lead lap here. Oh, yeah, just lost it. Here we go, loop-de-loo.
Yeah, just off the center. And yeah, we're talking about tires, and one of the things you can do is ride that center groove and not try to dig so hard down below. Not necessarily you're not hard on the brakes there. You're maybe trying to drift it through the turn a little bit to let the car set and then get back on the throttle on exit. Holcomb there looks like maybe his entry might have been a little bit too fast, and car started to push up a little bit. He probably had to tap the brakes a little bit, and momentum just gets the rear end of the car around.
So caution number one is out, and I think the one thought that came to little Jules' mind there with Holcomb spinning is, hope we don't hit him. But anyway, caution number one out. At lap number 57, Brian Barton will get the way brown. He'll get back on the lead lap. You see your standings there: Shepard, Moore, LaVenture, Williams, Loomis, Dickert, Jewell, Holloway, Sharp, and Holcomb. The only person you can't see on that list is the 11th place car, Brian Barton. So, but interesting run there, and you kind of wonder a little bit, Sean, was Donnie Moore faster because JR was saving his tires? So, I mean, that could easily be something we bring up too.
Yeah, it's being brought up in the chat right now. I don't know. JR's, you know what? It doesn't matter what JR's got under him. He's just fast, okay?
Yes.
I don't think he really cares too much about saving tires. He seems to be able to just wheel these things in any condition. I mean, one thing we've seen consistent with JR, he likes to kiss the concrete occasionally and still bring those cars home with the checkers. So. Again, I don't know the tires, especially when you're up there in the clean air. I don't know if it's as big a factor for you because you're not caught in the toe of one of these other cars having to fight push. But for a guy like LaVenture, who's brought himself all the way back from an 8th starting spot up to 3rd, he's been digging hard. Those tires are definitely on edge. And Donnie Moore, same thing. He was a great battle with J.R. Shepard there, and now he's been battling with LaVenture, and the tires have fallen off, but they're bunched up. They're ready to go, Chris.
Yep. Ford Mustang pace car is going to hang a dead left here as J.R. Shepard will get it back on the loud pedal. As Donnie Moore on the outside here, can he cut to the bottom, or will LaVenture get the run into one? It will be Moore to the bottom, but here comes Jacob Williams up on that high side.
Yep, there's Jacob Williams trying to make it work up top. LaVenture, though, with a really, really good restart there. He's holding on to that bottom groove. Donnie Moore digging, trying to get to JR. JR pulling away, though, out of 2.
Trying to stretch that distance out. And one thing my stepmom always said to me when I was younger, that it answers this question perfectly right here. Who's saving tires? Well, that's a simple answer. It's for them to know and us to find out.
She was a wise woman, Chris.
That's what she always said to me. She would, if I ever had a question like, why did this happen? To make you ask questions, or for them to know and us to find out. That was the 2 answers she'd give us.
Well, Donnie Moore certainly in a position to do some damage to J.R. Shepard's 15-point lead, but J.R. flexing the muscle of that Ford SK modified right now, and he is off to what was a great restart, and 35 laps to go this time by. It's time to get busy back here, guys, if you want to catch him.
And tell you what, Moore's within 0.2 of a second right now. As you mentioned, 35 to go. I should mention John Holcomb fans, he is 2 laps down. He just came off pit road after an unscheduled pit stop. Brian Barton did get the way brown, but he was not able to get some pack before the green came out. So he's about a half a track back right now on the lead lap as you ride with LaVenture, who gets that run on Donnie to the inside. This is JR's biggest friend right now. Is this side-by-side fight?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but LaVenture completes pass. Oh, he's going to try to cross him over. Donnie's going to cross him over.
The road course that they call it over-under. We call it a crossover. And LaVenture clears him.
Can't pull it off. Yep, Donnie can't pull it off. LaVenture goes up to the middle groove there to get even more momentum and finally get himself squarely in front of Donnie Moore.
I don't have the best memory in the world, Sean, but I want to go back to 2 seasons ago when LaVenture won the championship. I believe this was the race that Shepard was leading. LaVenture caught him and blew by him like he was parked with about 5 laps left. Because it was towards the end of the championship.
Yeah, brother, you've got a better memory than I do.
I said things.
You did say we were about to approach 100 broadcasts here for Bootleg Racing, right?
Well, you've been a part of all 99, well, most of the 99.
Oh, I remember a lot of great races, but sometimes I can't remember what I did this morning. So, but LaVenture, he's still fighting with Donnie Moore. Donnie really still very racy. I don't think he's very happy with giving that spot up. LaVenture is the man right now, still hunting down his competition in front of him. J.R. Shepard, LaVenture, fastest car on the track that time by a 14.8.
What shows you the determination that Donnie Moore has. No matter what, yeah, he gets passed by these guys, but he just keeps on fighting and don't give up until that checkered flag comes out. 14.8s across the board. As a matter of fact, LaVenture the fastest in that lap, and then Shepard and Moore. How about this one? An 8.71 to an 8.72 last time by. So these 3 are right on each other.
8.675 309.
That's for Jenny when you do.
Okay.
Unless you're in Indianapolis, then you're going to call a plumbing company. Anyways, true story.
Really?
Yes.
We'll get that in some other time because the fight up front.
Oh, we got a yellow. Oh, it's David Loomis, front stretch.
Oh, Loomis starts to lose it just a little bit coming out of turn 4. Lowell Jewell was right on his inside, had nowhere to go.
Second caution out. David Loomis right in front of the leaders here, going to get away without losing a lap here. I don't see much damage on that 91 at all. But, he gets help. Lowell Jewell there.
Yeah, just a little wheel-to-wheel contact. I really think it looked like Loomis started to slide a little bit, like that car started to push on him just a bit, which means the rear end was already braking a little bit on it, and Lowell gets right down under him there, and just a slight bit of wheel-to-wheel contact is all it took to continue the spin for Loomis there.
Yeah, that was some pretty good contact there. A caution out. Holcomb will get the wave around. He'll come back to... Actually, Holcomb's off the track now, so we only have 10 cars on the track.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with John there. Maybe we get to find out after this race, or he'll put something down there in the chat. But tough evening for him.
Yeah, Holcomb, the Ohio driver, the Lawrence towing car, not going to have the run he wants here this evening. But here's your top 10. That's who's left on the track. Everybody on the lead lap with Shepard, LaVenture, Donnie Moore, Jacob Williams. And now LaVenture gets to be that guy that plays the high side with Shepard. And you wonder if this is the caution that Shepard didn't want.
Yeah, things were going pretty good the way they were. LaVenture taking a long time to get around Donnie Moore, and he finally did. And JR, for what it's worth, yeah, he probably did still have better tires in the car. Now he's going to have to fight with LaVenture. This gives Donnie Moore, though, he's going to have position here back there in third. It's going to be on the inside. This gives Donnie Moore a really good opportunity to get back into this thing, get himself back up to second, and maybe work out a move on J.R. Shepard. Maybe he gets both here on the restart. We'll see here in just a moment.
Yeah, it's going to get very interesting here. I'm just still, and don't get me wrong, I know Matt LaVenture had his surgery and stuff that he had to take care of just a couple seasons ago, but it's hard to believe that man has not been in victory lane in a couple months. That's just the part that really catches me off guard. But maybe tonight's that night, or will J.R. Shepard continue his hot streak, as it's been pretty much all 2017, the J.R. Shepard Show, featuring the Outlaws.
All right. The lights are out. It won't take long to get around this 0.4 of a mile track. J.R. Shepard lining them up, heading out of 2. Matt LaVenture going to start on the outside. Donnie Moore and Jacob Williams on the next row. Jacob's been fast all night, Chris. This is going to be hot.
Yep, and we're at 20 to go, Sean. It's time to boogie, as you like to say at this point.
It is.
Shepard on it. Here we go. LaVenture, not a good restart. Donnie Moore with a fantastic restart to the inside there. LaVenture climbs the high side, gets that momentum off the corner.
Yep. LaVenture got exactly the restart he wanted, actually, Chris. I think he wanted that momentum. He wanted to make sure he cleared Donnie Moore.
Williams
he
and
pulled it
Moore.
off. Yeah, Williams runs up the high side.
Yeesh.
There's Holloway making an appearance for the first time tonight, battling now with battling back there. Williams drops him.
I got used to a blue number 31 there, Sean. The 18 car, LaVenture all over the back bumper of Shepard. This has been the guy who's been able to go wheel to wheel with that 98 throughout the times, but again, personal issues, personal life issues and stuff have kept him out of the car here and there, and LaVenture's ready to fight back now. Here's the 18. Not close enough yet. Moore's being able to... Go ahead.
I was going to say, we'd love to get that Frankenstein SK Modified in victory lane this evening. J.R. Shepard, looked like he might have had a slight piece of the wall there coming across the start-finish line. Doesn't knock off much momentum. Here comes LaVenture.
And LaVenture looking to get that run here. As you see, Williams has fallen back in the line behind Donnie Moore here, so you're not missing anything throughout the field. Everybody's single file. This is your fight right here for the lead as LaVenture almost whips it into the wall. Almost had a tank slapper there.
Yeah, LaVenture, let's face it, LaVenture's been charging. He's been digging for a long time. I would imagine the tires are starting to give up on him here just a bit. It's a real tricky proposition for him. The car is dancing a little bit, but he's still got good speed, and man, he is right up on J.R. Shepard now.
You know what the best part about this is, and you hear the NASCAR guys when they're announcing the race talk about this, but LaVenture's wearing white gloves. You look inside his car, you see him left, right, left, right, left, right. He is literally swatting flies in that car. Watch his hands here. Down into the corner. Left, 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 left. The watch coming off. Right, left, right, left, right. He's fighting that thing. Oh, outside power move.
Gotta be careful here. Don't want to give it up to Dunning. Oh, and he's sliding bad.
I didn't get it that time.
Ooh, that was practically a four-wheel drift right there.
Oh, trouble.
Oh, no. Brian Barden with trouble
David
coming
Loomis.
out of turn two.
Loomis and Barden have gone around.
You're going to watch this on.
Barden needs to stop his car. Here comes. Oh, yeah. Seeing the replay, but what I'm watching on my screen is the Barden was trying to get his car going, and J.R. Shepard was right on him pretty much, and it almost got ugly.
Wow, and Barden really having trouble with getting going there. And you're going to see what happens to Loomis here. He's just the unfortunate victim here up on the top side.
He got such a good run.
Yeah, Barden's car just takes a right turn basically there in the center of the turn. And poor David Loomis has got nowhere to go. And then it takes Barden forever to get restarted here as the leaders come through.
And Shepard has to stop. He doesn't hit him right there. But here he kind of clips him with his tire. But it looks like they've put Shepard back in front of LaVenture, which is good. But that could have gotten you GLY there.
Yeah, it did indeed. Now Barden going to pull off and go into the pit. Everybody going to come around him. Rest of the field here probably going to get restarted, I think, with about 5 laps to go.
I think we're at 7 to go right now. We're not going to have a wave around, so that'll shorten it a lap. I think we're looking at about a 3-lap restart. That's if I carry the 1 and do the math right. But as you know, us at GSRC, we don't know math. We don't even know how to spell math.
Really not allowed to do it. No, it's strictly forbidden.
It's in our bylaws.
You know what else we're not allowed to do, and I heard was happening when I was away during the last broadcast, is that they were singing in the booth, and old Joe was sure to mention that to me. So,
who was singing in a booth? I don't know anything about it.
I heard both Soup and Scala were singing.
Well, when you have a soup and a scallad, soup and scallad, I was trying to remember what the name was. Anything can happen.
I certainly appreciate you guys holding things down while I was away. I really can probably count on both hands how many broadcasts I've had to miss for the BRL. This is my one of my favorite broadcasts all week. I always look forward to it. We're getting ready to crank it up again here. They're in turn 3 coming around. The pace car getting ready to pull off, Chris.
4 laps to go. Who is going to win this race? Will it be Shepard again? Will it be LaVenture? Will Donnie Moore have something? How about Jacob Williams? Moore is all over the bumper, and somebody's blinking in there. I think it's the 31. He was inside some of these cars here, but I think he's got it all fixed. As Shepard, he clipped the apron there, and LaVenture's going to get a run to the outside here.
Oh, boy, look at this. Look at this finish we're going to get. Oh, man.
2 by 2, 2 rows deep. LaVenture's all over the place up there trying to save it. 2 to go this time. LaVenture leads.
It's all yours, Chris.
Oh, and I think LaVenture's going to win this thing with the caution.
Yeah, my timing and scoring is showing
Moore
he was
and Jacob
ahead.
Williams are the caution.
My timing and scoring shows he was ahead. Let's look at the replay here. What happened to Donnie and Jacob?
They just came together.
Get together. Yeah, they're just going to get together. Yep. And Jacob takes a hard hit in the wall. Donnie avoids any contact. Well, he backs it in.
And white flag is out. And iRacing has Matt LaVenture in the lead. So we asked the question to him earlier tonight, would it be the night that he wins? And it looks like it is going to be Matt LaVenture's night, as he is going to cross the line now and win the Outlaw 100. So Matt LaVenture scores his first win of the season. Finally, in race number 9, the fireworks go off.
Chris, I'm telling you, he couldn't have been any further ahead of him than the chrome horn on the front end of that car.
Yeah, I was going to say they were neck and neck.
I mean, wow. Is there any, I don't know, is there any way we can get a replay of when the yellow came out, maybe where they were on track?
The best way I can set it up, and I can try to help Joe through this, is go on the pace car and sit on pit road with the pace car, and as soon as the lights come on, at that point go to the leader, because that'll be the best time to see it, because that's when the caution comes out, is when that pace car lights come on. But we'll let Joe do his magic, because he's pretty good at it. As LaVenture's doing his burnouts. And
what a great race. And congratulations to Matt LaVenture. That was really, really hard fought.
Okay,
yeah, okay, it's the replay.
So it looks like the caution's out here because LaVenture gets out in front. So
yep. Like maybe right as they came across, just after they went across the start-finish line there is when the caution, I think, came out.
Yeah, pretty much. So, unfortunately, the caution ends this race, but LaVenture gets the win under caution. We'll talk to him. We'll talk to Shepard and Mike Holloway with a third-place finish. We'll talk to him next as we wrap up here from South Boston Speedway and the Global Sim Racing Channel. And back at South Boston, where we just had a pretty crazy finish to this 100-lap race in the Outlaw 100, as Matt LaVenture has won this race after a caution came out right before the white flag, and as LaVenture was making the pass on J.R. Shepherd to win this race officially, though under caution is the distance of the finish, but LaVenture wins it over J.R. Shepherd. Mike Holloway moves up to third after the contact between Donnie Moore and the 32 of Jacob Williams. But Lowell Jewell finishes fourth, Jeff Sharp finishing fifth, Sean.
Yes, sir. In sixth place tonight, going to go to Chip Dickert. Donnie Moore going to finish seventh. Tough break there for Donnie Moore. He was up front most of this race, and everything falls apart there at the end. Jacob Williams, also another tough night for him. Have to settle for eighth because of that little incident there with Donnie at the end. Brian Barden, ninth. David Loomis started on the pole. Things got worse from there, unfortunately. He'll finish 10th, and then John Holcomb, still not exactly sure what happened with him. But John going to finish 11th this evening, and a lot of laps down.
Well, and for the second straight week, David Loomis finishing in the Hamilton position to get the jump. I've learned my terms from Soup. Anyways, we go to Victory Lane. We'll talk to a very happy man who's back in Victory Lane for the first time in what's been pretty much a full season, I believe. But Matt LaVenture joins us. Matt, we got to ask you the question here. Obviously, how were you able to pull off that pass on the outside, Matt?
I say it a lot. That was pure luck, starting on the restart on the outside, and then JR is such a clean, fun racer, and then just getting the caution. We were if you put a tape measure in front of the cars, we probably swapped the lead 15 times a lap, seemed like. So just getting lucky.
Yeah, you guys went back and forth, and I can pretty much explain. I actually went back and looked there, and I got it on my screen. I'm looking at it right now. Your JR's front bumper was at your carburetor at the time of caution, so that's how much pretty much you won the race by.
Yeah, and if you would have rolled eight feet forward, he would have had a bumper on me. That was awesome racing. Don, I feel terrible for Donnie. He did a great job tonight, and that was a fun race. There was multi grooves, and that was a hoot.
Were you surprised to see that higher groove come in, or did you kind of expect it?
I was a little bit surprised. Most of the tracks have been single groove on the bottom, really rubbered up. But I think traditionally South Boston runs as the race wears on mid to high. So, no, I guess I wasn't totally surprised, but I was surprised how much grip was up there early.
How much momentum does this give you now? You're coming off the off week, and you missed the race before. You come back tonight, and now you got two more races before next season. This has got to be a pretty good little momentum shifter.
Oh yeah, this feels great. This season has been so tough. The competition's been so close, and the racing has been great. So I was kind of like, man, am I ever gonna? Top threes are hard to come by. So this win is awesome. Great racing with JR. I got a little boy on the way, so next season's gonna get broken up a little bit. But I'm gonna make it to as many as I can and try and finish this season out with some good runs and hopefully racing like that. Because even if you finish second or third, fourth, 10th. You get side by side like that with somebody so clean, and you can really beat feet, and that's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely great to see, and definitely a great win for you. It's good to see you back in Victory Lane, and congrats on the little one, as I heard you say there, and go celebrate.
I'm going to celebrate. Thanks for what you guys do. Awesome broadcast. I'm sure I'm going to watch it later, as I do with all of them, and Krankenstein, virtualgrip.net, Lowell Matt, and Morris Towing.
There you go, Matt LaVenture in Victory Lane tonight, Sean. And oh, by the way, should we mention that Matt is the second Matt for Krankenstein to win this year?
Second Matt from Krankenstein to win this year. J.R. Shepherd, we're going to talk to him. He's. Am I reading this right? Oh, he's the runner-up tonight. J.R., I'm talking to you from a very unfamiliar position, sir. How are you feeling right now? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good, Sean. That was a nice introduction. Yeah. No, it was a great race there. I fully expected that the inside line was going to rubber up and get slick as the race went on, and I kind of knew with Matt LaVenture being on the outside on that restart, it was going to be really tough.
So tell me, what do you really think of Matt LaVenture's win this evening? And you better not drop that microphone because that's expensive.
Man, He came from back there where I started. I think he started in the 8th position, and if you watched his race, he was in no hurry to get to the front. He just took his time and made some clean passes, and he was there when it counted. So he did exactly what he needed to do.
Had a good little tussle with Donnie Moore too. Great battle between you two when you took the lead away from him. How'd you set that up?
Yeah, Donnie's awesome to race with. He's one of those guys, like Matt LaVenture, they're clean to race with, and you feel comfortable racing around them. And we were kind of on a long run there, and I knew that the outside groove would eventually get some grip in it. And I was just able to run the higher line getting in and get a clean, straight run off the corner, and it paid off and got me to the inside of him.
Yeah, it did seem like diamonding off the turns here this evening was really a good strategy. You did seem to get a lot of momentum off that higher groove there out of the turns.
Yeah, you definitely could. Oh man, that last restart, I knew that Matt LaVenture had the line being on the outside. That inside line was rubbered up so much and so slick. So great win for him tonight. Congratulations to him. And I feel bad for Donnie not being able to finish off the race because he ran a great race also.
Yeah, he did. And shame things didn't work out for him there in the end. But listen, your lead in the championship is safe right now. But with 2 races to go, do you feel any pressure?
I try not to look at the points throughout the season. Just try to go and run each race at a time. Earlier in the season, I did have a terrible race due to some technical issues, and stuff like that can always pop up. So just one race at a time, and we'll see how it finishes out.
What a great attitude to have. JR, thanks so much for coming in and chatting with us this evening. Anybody want to thank real quick before we let you go?
Yes, sir. Thanks to the Bootleg Racing League, to Matt Hoos and Lowell Jewell, for everything that they do and allowing us to race in this league, and also to Lawrence Towing and VirtualGrip.net for being great partners, and great broadcast tonight, guys. Thank you.
And JR, thank you. That was JR Shepard, our second place finisher tonight here in the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series. Chris, a driver that certainly you want to talk to, Mike Holloway. What an amazing run by him this evening. Won the race, the first race of the evening, and now finds himself on the podium again.
Not to mention, started tailing Charlie on the field tonight in that number 31 car. And Mike, nice job coming all the way up to the 3rd place. I know you had that wreck happen on the final lap, but hey, you'll take those 2 spots.
Absolutely. Little tight track like this, you just got to take them as you can get them.
Talk about the racing there, because you had to start from the back and work your way through, and it looked like at first we were going to go green and rusted away, and you had to work your way through, and it was tough to pass.
Yeah, I figured since I started last, I'd just kind of ride in the back there for a little while, save some tires, and see if I could save it a little bit for the end. But the more the race went green and they kind of pulled away from me, the more I started thinking that might have been a mistake. But about halfway, I started trying to crank it up a little bit, and then that caution came out just right and caught me back up.
Well, it was fun to see you out there on the track tonight. A little bit different colors tonight. Noticed the blue and the black. It was a little different, but still cool to see you out there. And talk about the slickness of the track, because that's one thing JR talked about a little bit in LaVenture, how the bottom line almost wasn't the faster way later in the race.
Yeah, it really wasn't. It was kind of that way all night in all 3 races. It really, the longer the race went, the more it seemed to outside, and I'm not exactly sure why. I'm not a super technical guy, but it definitely was different at the end of the race than it was at the beginning. And it was almost simple. So as the race goes on, you kind of moving it out further and further and further.
Well, Mike, looks like we're having a little bit of a technical issue there, but we appreciate your time, and it was a great race to you. Congratulations on finishing 3rd.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Mike Holloway there, 3rd place finisher tonight in that number 31 car this evening, Sean, as we get ready to close the books and head down to Georgia and Lanier. Your final thoughts?
I think we're going to head down to Georgia. We're going to look for a soul to steal when we get to Lanier. Sir, I can't wait to finish these 2 races this season. We've got a good fight here for the points this season, about as close as one we've seen in a little while. Nothing secure for JR. I could hear it in his voice. He felt like he really needed it. Like he said, he's going to take this one race at a time. He's an old pro, and I think he's got this thing figured out. Look for these next 2 races to be really hot.
So we'll go to Georgia next week, and you'll be willing to make a deal, I guess, when it's all over with. But needless to say, Sean, appreciate it. Glad to have you back, and we will talk next week.
Yes, sir, we will. And now we've got to thank everybody here, Chris.
Yeah, we got to go through our thanks, and I'll take my time on this one. But thanks to the title sponsor, Lawrence Towing. They service the Indianapolis, Indiana area, and of course, neighboring communities. And if you find yourself in need of a tow, Lawrence Towing is the way to go. Also, Virtual Grip Network. It's a blog devoted to news from the world of iRacing at virtualgrip.net. You can stay up to date on what's happening at iRacing, keep up with the top World Championship Series, including the Blanc Pond GT Series, the NASCAR Pink Antifreeze Series, and the World Championship Grand Prix Series. virtualgrip.net or facebook.com/virtualgrip.
Thank you so much to the Bootleg Racing League for organizing the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. For more information about the Bootleg Racing League, find them on Facebook. Just type in Bootleg Racing League, all one word. They will come right up, I promise you. Or you can check out their wonderful website, bootlegracingleague.com. Thanks to the companies, equipment, and software that you see on the screen now that we use on our broadcast, the original music you've heard on all of our broadcasts this year are thanks to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them. Hey, listen, the Bootleg Racing League would love to have you on board as a sponsor for a race, for a season. Give them a shout. Check them out at bootlegracingleague.com/sponsorship. All right, remember that, /sponsorship. All the information you need to know right there. For all information about GSRC events, go to globalsimracingchannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook. Yeah, just type in Global Sim Racing Channel. We'll come up there as well. We also have upcoming races for other series on screen, so check those out. Mark them down on your calendar, and remember it.
In 1 week, the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series will be going to Lanier Raceway over there in Braselton, Georgia, right across the street there from Road Atlanta for the 10th race of Season 2. Of course, you'll catch all the action starting at 9:15 on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing Channel. For Dougie Beard, Joe Peak, Sean Ambrose, and Chris Scattler, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.